Hey guys, it's Connery from Out of Work Outdoors. This week we're going to take a little sidetrack from the lures and what we like and what works. And we're going to talk to you a little bit more about just being positive on the water. Kind of that mental side of the fishing world where I believe it's about 60% of it is going to be mental and the 40% is going to be your gear, how you got there, what you're using, your line and lures. What I mean by 60% is a lot of times when you go fishing, and I don't care if it's fun fishing or tournament fishing, a lot of the people are defeated not by the elements, like the weather or the fish. They are defeated by themselves. So what I mean by that is a lot of people will get out to the water, they'll fish for the first 30 minutes, first hour, and then it ain't biting. I'm done. I'm calling it quits. Let's go home. Pack it up. Let's go. So there's those guys, and there's once in a while you'll see the guys that are. This is maybe one in maybe 100 guys. You'll see the guy that no matter what happens, he's always out there. He's throwing something. Like I don't care how bad it is. It might be snowing. It's 5 degrees out. If he's already made the decision to go fish, he's gonna fish for 8 hours, 10 hours for that matter. And nothing's gonna shake him. Meaning, he might not catch a fish for the next 6 hours, but he's still out there. He's throwing, he's casting, or he's watching his rod for those catfish fishermen, or he's moving. That's the other thing. If you're a tournament angler, you might be moving the whole time, even though you might not be catching anything. So for this video, we're gonna focus a little bit on that. It's not gonna be a super long video because I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. For anybody that's really negative in the fishing world and you can't figure out why you are not catching as much fish as the guy next to you, next time when you go out, don't say anything. Just listen the whole time and listen to the guy that's catching more fish, especially if you're in the boat with him or if you're on land. Just listen to the guy. Pay attention to him. His body language is going to be different from you. And if you want to catch more fish, you got to study up on this guy. Because one, he's probably not as pissed off as you are because it's not biting. Two, he's probably actually fishing and not smoking. Okay, so that's the other thing too. Usually the guys that are catching the most fish, if you pay attention to them, they have a very positive attitude for that day. It might not be biting, but they don't give up. They have that I don't give a fuck, I don't give a rat's ass attitude. I'm here to fish. I'm a fish. It's my only day off. I'm gonna fish all day. I mean, I don't care if it's 125 or 5 degrees outside. Or it could be blistering hot, or it could be snowing. If that day is my day to go fishing, I'm going fishing. You kind of have to have that mentality every time when you go out fishing, and it's like you'll never be disappointed in your performance. What I mean by that is, if you keep on getting that mentality, it seems like if you go out to your favorite spot, and everybody has his favorite spot, or two spots, say it's 2 spots, your favorite 2 spots, and you go there and you skunk out on both spots, you should find another spot. Say for example, that was a bad day, conditions are not right. It's a good day to go find another spot because you need to expand your territory. Find a different spot. Next time you come out, you have 3 spots now. Or maybe 5 spots if you actually took some time and looked for these new spots. So if you're looking for these new spots, you're expanding your horizons. One day, you're going to have about 50 different spots. And there's no way you're going to skunk out in one day if you hit 50 different spots. So that's all I'm saying. Kind of keep a open mind, grind it out. And just keep on chucking, man. That's the other thing too. Like I've seen a lot of people, a lot of trips we've gone out where people have pretty much gave up, put the rods down. They're sitting playing on the video games with the iPods and whatever. And there's usually one guy that's always still out there chucking away, trying new things. And eventually he's gonna get rewarded. So you want to be that guy, all right? So I know it's a little this video is kind of like a philosophical video, but. And I'm going to leave it here. So we're going to open it up to basically discussions in the comment section. And if you see this too, let us know. And if you are one of these guys and you just kind of need some advice into how to be a better angler for that matter, and I'm not talking about equipment this time. I'm talking about being mentally prepared for a trip, or just you get there and you're in a bind. What should I do? Bring up all those old stories, all those old scenarios, and we can do our best to kind of help you guys out, because we've gone through that stage. We just want to help everybody go to that next level. So just let us know in the comments. Share some stories, because I just shared some of my stories, and we'll try to help each other out, because this is something that is not, it can't be taught if you're in the wrong group of guys. So usually somebody from outside that has to influence you to go do something. So I'm gonna try to be that guy for all you guys that are watching, and share some stories, situations where you've skunked out, and be pretty detailed, okay? So that way I can kind of help you out as to maybe you should have tried this, or how come you didn't go back to that, or you know, depending on your story, we can kind of do some input. And I'm sure when you give your story, all these other guys are also reading it too, and they can also give you their input. And if you've broken fish off in areas, I'm sure equipment might be the thing, but the other thing is you should have planned a landing spot. Meaning, I'll give you an example right now before I close off the video. Back in New England when we were fishing for stripers, I was a young guy. I never caught a giant, but we're fishing basically a lot of barnacles. There's a lot of barnacles on these rocks, on the coast. So waves coming in, waves going out, waves coming in, waves going out. When you catch a striper and it's floating in and it's high tide, you have to land that striper. You have to be able to go in and grab them before it comes back out, before the waves come back in and out. So there's a lot of safety involved, and you have to time it right. You got maybe a 5-second window. You have to go in, grab the fish, and back out. And there's a lot of barnacles, so you can't risk having your line touch the barnacles as well. Okay, so you gotta have a pretty good landing spot that is free of barnacles. It's safe for you to go in and get it, and at the same time land the fish. You have to be safe, and this is thought of before you even make your first cast on this area. Okay, so that's one of the things that we've learned, that we've lost countless fish like that, and a couple of times it just got really hairy as to the high tide in the water, and it could have pushed you out into sea. It could have been a disaster. So little things like that we've learned. The bass fishing world, it's the same thing. It's almost like now that I do a lot of kayak fishing, I have a very, very specific setup on how I want to land my fish. So things like that will help each other out. And like I said, share the stories, share it with your friends. And if you find this video helpful, give us a thumbs up, and we'll do our best to kind of help everybody grow mentally in the world of fishing. Alright guys, Connery from Out of Work.